Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k14 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. Great to be with you guys once again, as we are only a few episodes away from the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. But before we get into today's episode, as requested, I will show you guys who is on what roster for our Universe Mode after the draft. Of course, we had some changes, and you guys are wondering who's on what. So we'll just have a quick flick through, so I'll quickly scroll through. I'm not going to read out the names. You guys can get the gist of it. If you missed all the draft episodes, you have to go back a few more episodes, and I believe it's episodes 63 and 64 where the draft they took place. So if you missed all those picks, make sure you go back and catch up on it, because there were some major changes that happened to the roster, as you can see. So really, I think right now Smackdown has a lot of the big main event guys, whereas Raw has a lot of the upper mid-card guys that can go to the main event or can go back down to the US title picture. So I think right now both shows are very interesting, because you can have all these guys on Raw that can shift and change to these different rankings, or on SmackDown for instance, you have all these guys who are just set straight in the main event, but their mid card is very lacking. So anyways, I'll get into that later. But anyways, today's card, tag team match, Christian and Chris Jericho will team up one more time to take on the Punjabi Cobra. Kane, who won Triple Threat last week, big victory for him, will take on Dolph Ziggler, who lost against Big E last week. Can Ziggler turn it around? And what about this team, International Airstrike? They beat the Shield last week. Wow, what a win. They try to do it again tonight as they take on Truth and Consequences. Tamina Snuka, with AJ Lee in her corner, will take on Naomi, the new Divas champion. Cameron will be in her corner as well. And another triple threat matchup, Del Rio, Sheamus, and Cesaro. They'll go at it. Of course, these three men all coming from SmackDown now to Raw. And this is our main event. This is a big one. Orton and Bryan will team up to take on Ryback and Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman will be in Lesnar and Ryback's corner for this one. That is going to be a massive match. So we'll play that one, of course. So let's get straight into it. Let's simulate some of these matches. Let's see how we went. So for the first matchup, we're going to have Christian and Chris Jericho. As they teamed up last week for the first time, they were unsuccessful, but they are successful today. They get a victory over Punjabi Cobra. That's a much-needed victory for those two guys. Dolph Ziggler, he turns it around by beating Kane. He needed that one. And they've done it again. International Airstrike, they may be looking at a tag team title opportunity. Who would have thought that? Tamina Snuka beats Naomi. So ever since Naomi won the Divas title, she's been on a losing streak. So I don't know what happened there. Was it just a fluke victory? Maybe. But she seems as though she's getting beaten by everybody right now. As we'll kick it off right now with the triple threat matchup. Alberto Del Rio coming out. I wish I could roll my R's. I can't. Damn. But anyways, Del Rio coming out. And he was one of the guys who wasn't part of Triple Threat last week, but he didn't get pinned, but he didn't win either. So a bit of a meaningless neutral matchup for Del Rio, and his debut over on Raw, not so great. But he is looking to turn it around again here tonight. And Sheamus, he's coming over from SmackDown to Raw as well. He's looking to make a name for himself here, the former World Heavyweight Champion. And speaking of champions, shout out to Smith. He's got some numbers in the name. I forgot the numbers. But anyways, shout out to Smith. He knows who he is. He came along and he posted up every single championship victory over on my forums. I will link that in the description down below. Amazing job he did. I talked about this last episode, how I wanted to display all the title victories, how long everybody held the title for, etc., etc. Well, Smith, he came along and did all of that for me. Amazing effort. It looks great. I really appreciate the fantastic job that he did. So please go and check that out in the description down below for me and for him. I mean, he really put in a lot of good effort there. So great effort, great work, and turned out great. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. It's very interesting because you can go back and see who's had success over the past year in Universe Mode, and you'll be surprised about, especially in the WWE 13 Universe Mode, who was actually getting the title opportunities, because back then, the game was setting the matches, not myself. And I still get this question quite a lot. Yes, I do set the matches myself. So I make majority of the cards. Sometimes I leave some matches in because, rarely, on a rare occasion, the computer gets a good match in there. But a lot of the time, the computer just sets some god-awful matches. So I spare you the boringness, and I spare myself the boringness, because I don't really want to sit through. Because I think one time, what made me change it is because one instance on Universe Mode, I had Chris Jericho versus Dolph Ziggler 3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row, the same freaking match, all in the main event spot, and none of the guys are even in contention for the WWE or United States Championship. So that ticked me over. I said, you know what, stuff it, I'm going to change this, and I went to booking the matches myself. So a little bit of history lesson there. So Sheamus is getting a chair involved early on here. Of course, triple threat rules, no DQ. He's looking to use it on Del Rio. Does so successfully, the DDT onto the chair. And then he follows it up with a double axe handle, I think it is. And Cesaro kicks out at 1. It's too early in the match, Sheamus, to try and pin Cesaro down. So in this matchup, you got 3 guys who are all coming over from Smackdown to Raw. So, you know, we were talking earlier about how the upper mid-card section, you know, you got 3 guys here. These are all prime examples. Because all 3 of these men have at one point been a part of the main event division. Del Rio, of course, go back to Extreme Rules last year on Universe Mode. He was facing the Big Show for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then he had another match against the Big Show at Vengeance for the World Heavyweight Championship. But ever since then, he's really been doing nothing in Universe Mode. He had an opportunity to be a part of the Elimination Chamber, which he put on an absolutely hell of a performance there. He was so close to winning the world title there. So Del Rio has gone from being at the top, now back to the mid-card. Now he's looking to get himself back to the top here on Raw. And Sheamus, well, at the start of Universe Mode, he was doing nothing. All of a sudden, he got some wins together, and then he was looking as though he was going to get an opportunity at the world title. He did. He won the world title. He beat the Big Show for the title. Unfortunately for him, he only held the title for, 5 days, and Mark Henry cashed in. And thanks to Smith, I was able to check up on this one. So Mark Henry cashed in. He won the world title from Sheamus. So ever since Sheamus lost the world title, he hasn't been doing anything. And Cesaro, well, at the beginning of Universe Mode, he was the United States Champion, and he had a bit of a feud with Santino, back and forth, trying to get the US title back after he lost it against Santino, was unsuccessful, came over to the Smackdown, got himself very, very close to getting a World Heavyweight title opportunity, and before that he was in the tag team division as well, with Jack Swagger, the Real Americans. So Cesaro's been doing everything, really. So a lot of these guys have been a part of the main event division but have dropped back and haven't been able to sustain that permanent role in the main event division. So that's where I really think Raw kind of has an abundance of superstars like that. You know, like Christian. I would probably say Jericho is permanent main event guy. Ziggler, maybe not quite main event level yet, but you have a lot of these guys that have come from SmackDown to Raw. And whereas on the contrary, you have a lot of these guys that were main event guys, like CM Punk, like John Cena, like Brock Lesnar, perhaps. I don't know if he's going yet. We'll find out in Extreme Rules. So you had a lot of these guys that were dead set, main event talent, top superstars. They've all gone to SmackDown. Whereas all these guys that were kind of floating around, not really doing much on SmackDown originally, had been a part of the main event scene, now going to Raw. So it's really shaking it up a lot. I feel as though Raw has got a great roster, even though you haven't got these definite major superstars, but you still got a lot of great talent there, and these guys can quite easily work their way to the top and perhaps even win the WWE Championship. So it's really exciting times for both rosters, I think, as Cesaro going for a cover, and Sheamus will stay alive there. So really exciting times, I believe, and I'm enjoying it. As you see in this matchup, you really see Del Rio and Cesaro just beating the hell out of Sheamus here. They've really just kind of targeted him and really just try to take him down. It's kind of been their sole purpose in this match, just team up and try and beat up Sheamus. So if you're a Sheamus fan, not really a good thing for you, but he's looking to get a chair involved and trying to get a bit of an equalizer here anyways. But hang on. We got a submission hold here, but Sheamus is going to break this one up. He does so successfully. So Sheamus trying to get himself back in this one, and you know, Del Rio and Cesaro both need this victory just as much as Sheamus, like we touched on. So it's going to be a really important victory for either of these guys. I don't think any of these guys, if they win, will necessarily work their way to the world title picture. But I think for now, certainly who's going to face Big E at Extreme Rules is up in the air. I mean, we thought it might have been Kane. We thought it might have been Ziggler. Kane lost to Ziggler tonight. So perhaps the winner of this match may face Ziggler. I don't know. But it really is up in the air who's going to face Big E. So I think either the person who wins this triple threat match, I think their chances of getting themselves on the pay-per-view for a US title match, it's certainly very likely. So it's a lot of a lot of stakes on the line in this matchup. Even though they're not working themselves perhaps to the WWE Championship match, there's still a lot to be achieved here in Universe Mode. I mean, being the US Champion is just a great gateway to getting yourself back into the top title picture. I mean, Big E, he's been close to breaking through. We've seen Barrett, he's been so close to breaking through as well. So I think having the US title may be the key ingredient to one of these three men in getting themselves into that main event scene. Working their way through, beating a lot of guys, holding the US title for quite some time can only really help you get yourself back into the title picture. And Sheamus, I thought for a second he was going to sneak away and pin Del Rio there. Del Rio countered. You thought Sheamus was probably going to go for the Celtic Cross there. And Del Rio countering. And he's going to go for a pinfall. Cesaro is right there, so he's not going to allow that to happen. And Sheamus counters Del Rio. And what's he going to do? He's going to throw Del Rio over the top rope. Now it's just Cesaro and Sheamus. But Cesaro takes down Sheamus with a German suplex. Looking to pin Sheamus here. He's in big trouble. 1, 2. He just kicks out at 2. Del Rio out of the ring. Couldn't break that one up. Sheamus had to kick out or it was going to be all over. And now it is back to double teaming right here. Is just taking turns on who's going to beat up Sheamus. So really a tough match for Sheamus here. If he wins this one, it will be a bit of a miracle. He's been beaten the hell up. He's trying to get one of these guys alone. He's going to try and do it here with Del Rio, but he counters again. Went for that Celtic Cross again. And Del Rio, too good. And just a match experience, I believe, with these two guys. They've faced off many times here in Universe Mode. As Cesaro double underhook suplex, taking down Sheamus. Cesaro perhaps could be trying to put Sheamus away here, but Del Rio is right there again. And now, hang on. Cesaro and Del Rio are going to go at it. Del Rio counters, takes down Cesaro. And Sheamus gets the equalizer in his hands. I think Sheamus knows it's not going to be easy for him to win this one. He needs an extra toy or two to help him out. And there's a DDT under the chair. And now, perhaps trying to take down Cesaro. Cesaro staying in the ring. Hang on. Shoulders down. Del Rio kicks out, breaks up the pin. And the neutralizer. Neutralizer there to Sheamus. Down goes Sheamus. But hang on. Del Rio might be trying to sneak away, get the pinfall here. Hang on. Cesaro gets it done. But Del Rio is right there. You've got to take one or the other out. We've had this problem many, many times in Universe Mode. And Cesaro does that successfully, but he goes outside the ring with him. So not really going to help him out too much. And, he takes down Del Rio on the outside. Sheamus is trying to rest up here, get himself back in this match. Pump himself back up here. And now Del Rio in the ring. And Cesaro joins him. So like I said, the winner of this match, you could probably say, I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe Kane versus Dolph Ziggler versus the winner of this match next week. Or maybe Ziggler versus the winner of this match next week, number 1 contender match. And now for the third time lucky, Celtic Cross takes down Del Rio. He's got to get rid of Cesaro. He does so. He's got to get him in the middle of the ring. He's too close to the ropes. Sheamus might just pull off the impossible. Here we go. 1, 2. Del Rio kicks out. Shoulders down. 1, 2. And Cesaro quickly breaks that one up. And somehow, some way, Del Rio found enough in the tank to kick out of the Celtic Cross. And Sheamus, unfortunately, unable to win it there. You would have thought that would have been enough to put Del Rio away. It wasn't. And now, Sheamus throws Del Rio over the top. And it's now down to Cesaro and Sheamus in the middle of the ring. Cesaro's got him here. Hang on. A Donald stretch. Big trouble for Sheamus. Del Rio's coming. Here comes Del Rio. He's too late. He is too late. Sheamus has tapped out. Cesaro is the winner of this triple threat matchup with the Donald stretch. What a victory for Cesaro. Well, will we see Cesaro get an opportunity for the United States Championship He is a former US champion here on Universe Mode. Will he have one more opportunity for the title again at Extreme Rules? Of course, he lost the title last year at Extreme Rules. Maybe he's looking to rectify that by winning the title this time at Extreme Rules. He's in the hunt. We'll have to find out next week who exactly will be the #1 contender for the US title. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the Raw General Manager Paul Heyman and his client Brock Lesnar. Now, Brock, at Extreme Rules, you face Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. What is your game plan for this matchup? First of all, I do the talking for Brock Lesnar, so when you want to talk to Brock, you talk to me. Secondly, we don't need a game plan, because you know why? Because we all know that Randy Orton cannot beat Brock Lesnar, and the only reason why Orton beat Lesnar at WrestleMania was because of luck. Luck is the only thing that Randy Orton has had ever since he came back to the WWE. Luck is what Randy Orton had when the Authority took him back under our wing and we made him the Smackdown General Manager. Luck is what Randy Orton had at the Royal Rumble when he entered in at number 40 to win that match. Luck is what Randy Orton had when he beat a demoralized Rock at the Elimination Chamber, and luck is what Randy Orton had when he beat Brock Lesnar, the man that was undefeated for 8 straight pay-per-views in a row, the man that held the WWE Championship longer than anyone else in this company. Randy Orton, he cannot beat Brock Lesnar. We all know that, so there is no need for a game plan. Brock Lesnar will destroy Randy Orton at Extreme Rules, and Randy Orton will be found out for what he is. And what Randy Orton is a man that has been living in the shadow of my client, Brock Lesnar. Randy, at Extreme Rules, your luck runs out. Well, it looks as though Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar are nothing short of confident that Lesnar is going to get the job done at Extreme Rules. And now, of course, the pressure has been applied to Brock Lesnar, saying that if Lesnar doesn't get the job done, Triple H may just be dropping Lesnar from the Authority. Who knows? Of course, if Lesnar does not beat Randy Orton at Extreme Rules, he will be officially drafted to Smackdown. But if Randy Orton loses to Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton will be going to Smackdown instead. So somebody will be going to Smackdown. Will it be Randy Orton or will it be Brock Lesnar? And here is the WWE Champion, Randy Orton. He defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, of course. And I tell you what, it's been a hell of a battle for Randy Orton. And he's looking to turn his career around. He's done that successfully. And now he's looking to continue the momentum that he's had. Well, as Paul Heyman put it, the luck that he's had apparently. So will his luck run out at Extreme Rules? I don't think it has been luck. I think Randy Orton has just been damn good. So we'll wait and find out if it has, in fact, been luck, and if it was just a lucky win at WrestleMania. And here is Ryback, the former World Heavyweight Champion. And we were talking about earlier how main eventers were not really prominent here on Raw, but this man is certainly a main eventer. He held the World Heavyweight Championship for many, many months. And he's now coming over to Raw, well, returning to Raw to make an impact. He was drafted to Raw after being the self-proclaimed King of Smackdown. But now he has to come to Raw and reclaim his throne here on Monday night. But this man, he may just be the king. And this man is Brock Lesnar. This man is the former WWE Champion. He was undefeated for many, many months until Randy Orton managed to defeat him at WrestleMania. He's looking for redemption. He's looking to turn it all around at Extreme Rules when Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar will go at it one-on-one in a 2 out of 3 falls match. No disqualification as well. So that will be one hell of a fight. I'm looking forward to that as Daniel Bryan and Ryback will kick it off in this one. So of course, Paul Heyman is ringside, helping out his client Brock Lesnar. Of course, Ryback has been doing a bit of work for the Authority as well. So perhaps, hang on, wait on, what's doing? Orton and Lesnar going to go at it, but the referee straight away, he breaks it up and he tells them both to go. Well, they're leaving, so referee's not having any of that. He just wants them to settle it out backstage, not in the ring. So I don't know what the referee's thinking, but looks as though Orton and Lesnar have been ejected from this match, making it a one-on-one match between Ryback and Daniel Bryan. Paul Heyman's still ringside though, so I was going to say that Ryback has been doing a bit of work for the Authority, so it kind of makes sense that Paul Heyman is out here helping Ryback out as well, returning the favor, I suppose, because Ryback, former world champion, so it makes sense that the Authority would be trying to seek out somebody like Ryback to help them out. And you know, if Brock Lesnar does in fact go to Smackdown, we may see Ryback fill the boots for the Authority here on Monday night. It certainly could happen. I think it's a big possibility. We've seen Lesnar and Ryback team up numerous times, and of course they were meant to do it here tonight as well, but wasn't to be. But it certainly could happen. We could see Ryback join the ranks of the Authority, or Randy Orton may in fact complete his wish, and that is to destroy the Authority and everybody involved. So if Ryback does get involved, you have to get the feeling that Randy Orton and Ryback will meet and cross paths here on Raw. So that is something to look forward to. And Daniel Bryan in this match here, well, he's looking to turn his career around, and he's one guy that was originally on SmackDown, and like we spoke about earlier, look back in the history of Universe Mode, Daniel Bryan, he had an opportunity at Over the Limit to be the World Heavyweight Champion. Against the Big Show, he was unsuccessful, and ever since then, Daniel Bryan really hasn't been involved in any kind of title opportunity. And the only time he's ever had an opportunity at the WWE Championship was at the Elimination Chamber, which of course is just an unfair... Hang on, Paul Heyman outside there getting involved there to Daniel Bryan. The Elimination Chamber is an unfair matchup, and Daniel Bryan getting his revenge there. Unfair match for Daniel Bryan, so you can't really say, yes, he had an opportunity, because it's a six-man match environment. He's never had a one-on-one match for the WWE Championship, so I guess Daniel Bryan, proving himself last week with a big victory over Cesaro, Daniel Bryan is probably getting the thought that, hey, I might be next in line. If Orton wins at Extreme Rules, we're going to need a new contender, and I might be that next guy. So him trying to get together some wins here could prove vital for him, and perhaps trying to venture out and get another opportunity at the World or WWE Championship once again. So, Daniel Bryan probably felt as though he maybe would have liked to been drafted over to SmackDown, because he's been on Raw for quite some time, and he was just always the next guy. He was always the next guy in line. Everyone had an opportunity at the WWE Championship, and he just happened to be the next guy in line. He was going to be the next guy to get the opportunity at Lesnar. It just never happened. So Bryan probably felt as though, look, I'm never going to get an opportunity here on Raw. Perhaps me getting drafted back to SmackDown might be the best thing for me. But as it turns out, he's still here on Raw, and I think he may be next in line. If Lesnar does lose and go to SmackDown, I think Daniel Bryan will have something to say about that WWE Championship, and him meant to be teaming up with Randy Orton here. I think it's more of a case of him keeping his closest enemy close to him. So, keep your enemies close, like they say. So, I mean, Daniel Bryan, beating Cesaro I think is a big thing. He's close. So expect to see him in part of this WWE Championship soon. I know a lot of you guys have been saying, hey, give Bryan a shot, give him an opportunity. Well, he's had opportunities. He just hasn't been able to, reach the heights that we all would have thought he was going to do. It's similar to Dolph Ziggler. We see him have these opportunities, and he just wasn't able to do it. So a lot of guys in Universe Mode, they get the opportunities, and they just can't quite make anything of it. So hopefully when Daniel Bryan does get an opportunity at the WWE Championship, if he ever does, he will win it. So that'll be a bit of a fairy tale come true for Daniel Bryan, but at the moment he's got Ryback in his sights, and I don't think these two guys have ever faced off here on Universe Mode. I mean, when Ryback went to SmackDown, Daniel Bryan came over from SmackDown to Raw, so they've kind of never really crossed paths here. So a bit of a new matchup for us here on, and there's the Meat Hook Clothesline, new matchup here for on Raw. And hang on, I think we may see a cover here. This could be the end of the match here, as Bryan is in big trouble, and he kicks out at 1. So Daniel Bryan looking to, hang on, he hangs Ryback up on the ropes, looking to get outside the ring, perhaps trying to get away from a possible pinning predicament, as we know Ryback may be looking to set him up for a bit of shell shock. But Bryan sends Ryback back in the ring, and is he looking at the announce table? I think he might be. He's going to look at it. He may be looking to break it. So that announce table has lasted so far tonight, but I think it might be looking likely to be destroyed right now, as Bryan looking to go up the top, and Paul Heyman getting involved. And Bryan's had enough of Paul Heyman. He throws Heyman in the ring, And now Ryback is off the table. But, oh, hang on. Ryback counters. Bryan trying to hang Ryback on the ropes again. Hang on. Uh-oh. Shell shock. Oh, taken down. Shell shock there. Daniel Bryan in big trouble. And looks as though Ryback is going to continue his dominance. 1, 2. No, he kicks out at 2. Daniel Bryan kicking out at 2. And a hip toss there. Well, how does he stay alive in this matchup? You know, the meat hook, then the shell shock, still not enough to put Bryan away. And Ryback, oh, just throws him around the ring like he's nothing. Like a rag doll. That could be it there. That should be enough to put Bryan away. Here we go again. 1. And no, Bryan stays alive. He's powering out here, showing the strength and tenacity and endurance that he has. And hang on, submission hold applied. But that should not be enough to put Bryan away. He stays alive and tosses Ryback over the top. And now he's looking to get back outside the ring again. Look at that announce table that he was looking at earlier, I suppose. And Ryback is going to follow here. And a couple of elbows to Bryan. So Ryback, I think him beating Bryan here will be one step in the right direction for him in terms of getting himself in the title picture. I mean, he's had a bit of a downturn ever since losing the world title. Oh, an elbow off the top rope through the announce table. Down goes Ryback. And Daniel Bryan, I thought he was going to look for a count-out victory, but Ryback straight to his feet. He no-sold that. And straight to his feet. Look out. Ryback back in the ring trying to take down Bryan. Does so successfully, that side suplex. So Ryback, a victory here will turn it all around for him. He's had a couple of losses in a row since losing the world title. And now he's looking to come back and get himself in this match. But Bryan, yes, sent over the top. And Bryan counters. Oh, face to the knee. And Bryan is heating up. And oh, I don't know what happened. I think he got the. I think he hit it. It was a bit of a clusterfuck there. He hits it again. Those elbows, those flying elbows, taking down Ryback off the top. No, he hits Paul Heyman. Heyman finally getting a kick to the back, which what he deserved for getting himself involved numerous times. But Ryback's not happy with that. He sends Daniel Bryan back in this ring and follows it up with an elbow. So Ryback representing the authority here tonight. And when Daniel Bryan is in big trouble, but he's so close to those ropes though, so that submission hold won't play any factor in this match. And Bryan, hang on, shoulders down, but the ropes again. So these guys have to get inside the middle of that ring. And Paul Heyman, I don't know why he's getting involved there. His client kicked out, but Bryan sends him down with another big forearm. And there we go, another flying elbow from Daniel Bryan. And we're going to see these kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go, the big one. Oh, 5. Right to the skull. That could be it for Ryback. 1, 2, 3. Yes! The big guy has been pinned. Daniel Bryan, and I guess you can say Randy Orton have won this tag team match. What a victory for Daniel Bryan. He showed a lot of heart in this match. He kicked out of the shell shock. He kicked out of the meat hook clothesline. And he has successfully won this match. He had Paul Heyman to deal with as well. He's overcome the odds in this match, and he's looking likely to getting himself a big run at the title in the future. What a victory for Bryan and Ryback. I don't know what's happening with him. He's just on a bit of a downward spiral right now. Hopefully he can turn that around. But Daniel Bryan has done himself, and I guess you could say Randy Orton proud by winning this one here. And big victory for Daniel Bryan. That is going to do it for today's episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video and make sure you subscribe for more. Follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. That would be really appreciated as well. Of course, check out my forums. All the links to that will be in the description down below. And make sure you guys have a great day. I will see you all in the next video.